Hey there, fellow scavengers, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Ostranauts, Episode 3, Ship Stripping. Okay, I've already been up there. I want to be over here. Don't forget my tools on the dolly. Oh, yeah, I put all my tools on the dolly. True. This oxygen run, I'm just trying to get through this door to figure out what was on the other side, so I didn't really need the dolly. Oh, here it is. Here's the reactor room. So there was a reactor coil here, and this is a pellet feeder, which feeds fuel to the reactor. Sometimes in reactor rooms, in the bins, you can find reactor-related items, which can be useful to salvage, but anything related to the reactor got removed, like it's completely gutted. So this was the engineering room, but it's completely empty. Okay, let's get back to our ship. And the last two things I want to grab are the nav computers if I can, and then we'll try to flip this stuff back at K-Leg. Do I remember the O2 tank I had installed? Yeah, didn't I grab it? Alright. The bigger backpack has pouches, which allows you to keep stuff, you know, more tools equipped. Okay. So we're going for the nav computers, which is, I think, around here. And I'm going without the dolly, because I don't need the dolly on this one. I also might want to grab the battery charger for the EVA suits, because buying those is a little expensive. It's not like a highly valuable item, but it would not be bad to have. Maybe pick up these trenchers, too. So that when I'm hungry, I don't have to buy food. I'll just eat their food. Alright, where is the nav? Here it is. So it is straight up from my ship. I'm trying to remember like where it is in relation to my pod so I can run straight at it. Oop, I took off the wrong piece. Helmet, not pants. So the nav right here. No, that's a different nav, but whatever. I want both. My plan is to... Oh, CO2 high already. Man, these are so annoying. So difficult to grab things when you don't have a good oxygen supply. I know. Death, death, death. So what I'm planning on doing is dragging the navs back to my ship and then repairing it, because that I'll have to do less or fewer trips back and forth. Just quit breathing out? Yeah, exactly. If I was less of a mouth breather. Oh, there we go. My uninstall leveled up to level 3 though. So we're significantly better at uninstalling things than when we started at times 1x. So I am getting better, and this is without power tools. So life will be better once I have like a power drill and a charger for the power drill. You know, things will get better for sure. And the skills there are related to my combat, or actually I think that in this case it's electrical and robotic engineering going up. I'll also probably repair the EVA suit too, yeah. Okay, I'll drag that back in a minute. Now, one of the advantages of repairing it where it is often the items needed to repair a thing are strewn about where it got destroyed. So it's easy to repair it where it was installed more often than not, which is why I was trying to repair it over there, but the amount of trips that I had to take back and forth made that prohibitive. How much of this oxygen have I used up? Wow, like 20% of this tank. That sucks. This ship design is... I feel like a coal miner all over again. You know how like coal miners had to like rent their tools from the company and then like pay fees and fines and exorbitant prices and all that? Like that's the situation I'm in. Where like this ship design has me burn oxygen like crazy, which then I have to pay K-Leg for more oxygen. Yeah, it's designed to screw me over. I can't wait to make improvements so that I don't have to spend an arm and a leg trying to survive out here. Yeah, exactly. I sold my soul to the company store. That's 100% how this feels. But I will get out from under their thumb. Alright, running out of O2. Or... Actually, it's not so much I'm running out of O2, it's CO2's building up in my blood. One of the problems early on is if you do find a large ship that has low... Oh, why is my CO2 high already? If you do find a large ship that is full of stuff, it's very challenging to strip it proper. So I'm going to be actively working towards getting a Bingham EVA suit up and running so that I don't have this repeated back and forth nonsense and I can just focus on stripping ships and not breathing. I mean, I want to be breathing, of course, but not being deprived of oxygen, I should say. Do I need to check for the popo? Probably. So what I did this case is I stuck a repair flag on it so I can see where it is when I run back to it. Alright, let's check for popo. I don't see any around me. I don't see any. I don't know where they are, but I'm glad they ain't around. Alright, so this, I need screens to be able to repair it. And I know I haven't dragged it into my ship yet. Let's try to... I don't think there's going to be screens here. Alright, I think what I'll do is I'll pick these guys up, stick them on the ship to be restored and repaired at a later date, because they're going to be worth more fixed up by me with some sweat equity than they would be sold in their current state. So helmet off, work light off. Oh, the charger. Let's get the charger. I think it's worth it. All right. I lied. Work light back on. queuing up a repair here. Nice. Oh, that wasn't a repair. All right, here's a repair. So I'll repair that up full before I push off. No, don't go into space. Step all the way into the cabin, or you're gonna be breathing hard vacuum, dude. Okay. This is the last trip. Probably. Repairing up the battery charger. Bringing it back to the ship and then shoving off. Back to K-Leg. Screens? I kind of want to actually check for screens. Though. So this nav station needed a screen to repair, and I think the other one did too. This one needs a screen, a heatsink, a motherboard, 5 small electronic parts, and scrap steel. And the other one needs the same. So it wouldn't be bad to at least loot 2 motherboards, 2 heatsinks, 10 electronics, and 2 scrap steel. So even if I can't find screens, I have everything else I need to repair it. Is there anything in this toolbox? No. You can also dismantle junk that you find for its raw parts. So like if I dismantled a nav station, it would give me some of those parts needed to repair it. But generally, if you queue up a repair and your character doesn't start automatically walking towards somewhere, it is because the parts don't exist on the ship. So you can't path to them because you can't find them. So I have the 2 motherboards, I have the scrap steel, I only have 2 of the 10 electronic parts, and then I need the heat sinks. And one of the crates I entered with that I searched had heat sinks. Yeah, this one. So now I just need loose electronic parts, I think. I'll recheck these crates. Individually, those components aren't worth much, but as they are needed to repair the nav consoles, that's what makes them worth it. Is this battery broken or just... Oh no, this battery's not broken. Alright, I should take that battery too. That's a EVA suit battery. And they're worth a pretty penny. If it was broken, you know, I'd have to repair it first. Another motherboard, but that looks like it's in rough shape. I don't need it. Okay, let's re-O2 up, and then go and try to find small electronic parts, because that's all I'm really lacking for the repairs, minus the screens. And screens are kind of expensive. Screens are one of the more expensive components that you can be tasked to find to repair items, so it doesn't surprise me that I'm not able to find screens, as there's not a lot of components that have screens built into them. It's mostly like for like nav consoles and the like, which is why they're few and far between. But we can always buy them from a scrap vendor out on K-Leg. Buy them for like something like 1,000, and then sell it and flip it for 6,000 once repaired. Something like that. So we have 5 of the 10 electronic components, and that might be all that I can really get here without dismantling things. Yeah, I mean, if I dismantled the ship batteries and things, I might be able to get more electronic components, but the small electronic components aren't worth much. The other thing that you could do is, you can see the stacks here. A little cheese, but I can see what's here. So this is like cloth, a person. Yeah, there's electronic parts. Mechanical parts, cloth, steel. Oh, there's more electronic parts. All right, so I have all the electronic parts I need. +1. All right, it's shove-off time. Disconnecting the clamps. Target is the K-leg. Adjusting bearings. And accelerating. You can see my accelerometer. I'm only moving at 0.32 G with the same amount of thrust. And the reason is, I added a lot of stuff to my ship, right? All of my salvage is part of the weight of the ship. So I'm going to boost my thrust up to about 0.75 G, 3/4 of a G, to compensate for all of the salvage that I have on the ship. Cool. And I'm going to start to repair up my rinky-dink junker. Repairing some conduit, and I mean, you can see like everything around here is just trashed. I don't necessarily want to go through this door though. So, access lock. Lock me in so that I can auto task. So it's worth noting NPCs are stupid in this game, and you have to be... So I love NPCs, but they're dumb enough that if you allow them to go out of an airlock without a suit on, they will go out of an airlock without a suit on. They will kill themselves. Sometimes they just put on a helmet without a suit and start to suffocate. The game does slow down once NPCs on your crew are having some sort of health crisis, so you can intervene. But locking doors and things like that make a lot of sense when you want to auto task, having them just like restore and repair the ships without, you know, them murdering each other. With that said, in the roster tab, you can tell them to not be allowed to open airlocks or disembark. Sometimes they don't respect that though, for permissions. So there is some like never open an airlock, and usually it will allow your crew members to not leave your ship. But I have had cases where they just like go out the airlock anyway. So you got to be careful with that. Would I recommend spending more or less time in character creation? I would recommend doing more or less what I did, which is remove some of the most penalizing health conditions, give yourself some basic skills, and push out the airlock. You can min-max with the adventure. So, speaking about the adventure, if you go on adventures, you are, you get some like random events, where then you have like 3 or 4 choices about how you handle the events. So like, let's say it's like you're gambling. Do you call out someone for cheating? Do you grab his like ship keys that you were gambling for and run away with them? Or do you just like bet, you know, so on and so forth. So there's a lot of different ways to like handle those events. And if you know, because they're not procedurally generated, if you know the answer to them, you can like min-max your character. So some of those events will have you become tough, or have you, you know, become more fit, or have you skilled at hacking, or skilled at sneaking, or so on and so forth. If you're new to the game, I really suggest doing what I did, which is just get rid of the health conditions that I got rid of and add yourself at least EVA outs. There's a few things that I would absolutely do as a new player. Get EVA suit, skilled in EVA suits. It's going to let you move around in EVA suits a lot better. Without that, you're going to be a slug and it's going to suck. And then it does cost you 3 years though. And then get rid of the hypovolemia. The micro-G hypovolemia is a really rough condition to have. And it's worth the 1 year to get rid of, for sure. I'm fixing up a PDA. And I'm fixing up conduit. So I'm just passing the time as we drift back to K-Leg by fixing up components on my ship. And it will also raise my skill. Okay, that proximity alarm means we're probably close to K-Leg. Actually, we're not that close to K-Leg. I'm going to have to do a cross-velocity drift here, because we're getting close to Ganymede itself. So if you want to see where your trajectory is, if you fast-forward your map time, you can see, like, where you will be in the future of, like, this is your trajectory path. So instead of skimming the atmosphere of Ganymede, what I need to do is I need to go out here and then stop and come in. Uses a little bit more RCS through fuel, but you can't go through a planet to get to a space station. The game won't allow that. So I used cross-velocity thrusters to burn to the right here so that I don't crash into the planet. So you can see my cross-velocity is higher now as a result of that. Because I don't want to violently re-enter the Ganymede's atmosphere. So you can see my correction here. And once I get to about there, yep, right here. Now what I'll do is I'll kill that cross velocity, point myself to K-Leg, burn to the left to get rid of that cross velocity, so that I'm now just going to K-Leg. So, some adjustments. And I'm close enough to K-Leg that I can dock. Hail K-Leg docking. Can you get rid of conditions in play? Some conditions you can get rid of, like unfit or feeble, by working out or running on a treadmill. Some you cannot. Like impaired vision or micro-G hypovolemia. Some conditions just aren't that penalizing. That you don't really need to worry about. Like, not all conditions are that bad. You are a space or an asteroid belt, so, like, being in perfect health would be super unusual. Alright. We are docked. Back to civilization. I think I'm going to unlock the PDAs now and hack them. Because nobody on K-Leg should see me do this. It's not all that legal. So I think that's going to be some of the best money that I made on my little trip. But I need to, unlock them ahead of time. All right, let's see. I think the Dolly has some of the PDAs, and I think there was one more PDA somewhere. I'm grabbing like a whole bunch of the stuff that I think I can sell. Yeah, there's a PDA here. Pick up. Let's get back into our cabin where I don't have police gawking at... Hey, no, cabin. Do I have to lock this door? I can't wait until I have a airtight airlock. so that I'm not constantly in peril of suffocation when I'm moving between my ship and the K-leg. Because that is obnoxious. My hand light was still on. Those batteries are not expensive. So, like, and they don't run out very quickly. So, I mean, I should turn them off, but it almost doesn't matter. There's a lot of game mechanics in this game that almost don't matter. Because those batteries are like AAA batteries or AA batteries. I mean, they're just not pricey. So, if you see me ignore something, it's probably that. I mean, I do want you to call me out on that, though. Because in some cases, I should not leave things on. But a lot of the times, it's like, it's of no real consequence. Alright, so in this case, what we could do here, we did have, let me try to pick up the D20 tank and drag it in. As comfortable as it feels to return to the station after scouring the cold boneyard for parts, in the world of semi-legal salvage, finding parts is only half the battle, the rest is selling it. Station centers are connected by rail and a single car shuttle system that is constantly in a state of disrepair. Without working knowledge of the station and an appetite for risk, you might even find a way to make a living on this rock. The old OKLG economy is a strange beast. There is a corporate-sponsored salvage trade run through the scrap and licensed kiosks. With the right license, you can rent out time in the boneyard and pick parts without being bothered by the IOSEC goons. The black market is another matter. Industrious scavengers know that if you want a premium price for a rare piece, you're going to have to find a reliable fence, but it won't be easy gaining their trust. Lastly, the Gig Nexus shops out jobs to just about anyone. The work ranges from menial station jobs to high-risk boarding operations. In every case, the faster you work, the more money you will find. So the items that I bring onto the station like this are mine and won't be like stolen by anyone. So I could grab that and bring it in, and it's not a problem. What I'm going to do is go over to the supply station over here and look for a Halverson battery. Done. I just spent 60 of my $100 on a Halverson battery, but the reason is if I pick up my welding tool, I can actually repair up some of the things I grabbed on this trip and bring them into like new condition. And I also have a battery charger that I grabbed from the ship. So, in my opinion, it's worth doing. So where did I put the welding tool? Swear to God, I had one. I had a red... Where'd it go? Here. What I'll do is... It's outside. Yeah, I mean, it's a big pile of stuff. What I'm doing is I'm dragging things into K-Leg and just, like, dropping them on the ground for me to restore them. My little workshop. Because I can barely see what's going on here. Picking up the dolly. I don't think it was on the dolly. I checked the dolly. The dolly has a EVA battery, a toolbox which has shoes in it, and a heatsink. Here, I should sell this toolbox. So, yeah, just shoes in the dolly. It's some... Oh, yeah, there it is. It's in this stack. Pick up welder. So in this case, what I could do is, where are you going? Don't do that. I can, like, right-click this pump and hit restore. Oh, I need to stick the battery in the welder. Nope. Come on. Battery in welder. Turn around. Stop trying to go out into space. You're going to get yourself killed. And we can repair up these turbo air pumps up to at least 95%, which is like new condition, to flip them. Not everyone's going to buy that. So let me show you. If we were licensed, anything you want to sell to the license vendor, you can sell. If we try to trade to the other vendors, The turbo air pump can be sold for about $680 to the scrap vendor. So I'll probably end up having to scrap it as a result of... Oh god, did you go outside? Can you stop, you frickin' idiot? Roster. Open air locks forbidden. So restoring the items that I have will net me more money for the sweat equity. And what I would like to do is to... Can you stop doing that? Is to try to make as much money as I can with what I salvaged, and then to try to do legal salvage. So no one wants this trashed D20 canister. What I can tell you is, if I was licensed, I could sell it to the licensed vendor for a lot of money. So I think that's my goal. So I'm going to update my priority. Wow, I can't even spell legal. That's actually a bit of a joke in the game, is there's a lot of, like, people aren't strictly literate in this game. So, flip the stolen parts for max profit and get licensed. Okay. Let's drag everything in, because my dude is just absolutely trying to get back out here for some reason. So here's an instance where, like, I don't even allow him to open airlocks, and he's opening airlocks anyway. So what I'd like to do is try to make 5,000 by flipping to the scrap vendors, the sundry vendors, or the supply vendors. And then once I have 5,000, buying a license and flipping the D20 tank for big bucks. Plus buying, possibly flipping the nav stations and the like too. Okay, I'm 90% sure I told you to pick that up. What are you holding? What are you... Hold on. Stop being stupid, please, for just a moment. So what's happening here is my character is trying to do some of the queued up tasks that I had. And he's, like, going to hurt himself. Opfer, thanks for the gifted subs and the resub. Oh my goodness, really? This is how we have to get to that? Luckily, the atmosphere on K-Leg is not thin, so, like, I can breathe and stuff. That's kind of nice. Alright, the battery charger we're keeping. I should finish repairing it, but we're keeping that. And the core liners we can flip. The core liners cannot be repaired by the player, as far as I know. They're like ablative liners that get used up, so it's intentional that they aren't flippable. So I'm going to try to scrap them first. If the scrap vendor... Yeah, the scrap vendor will take it for 1,600. Deal. We have 3 of them, so let's sell all 3 to get ourselves towards that 5K minimum for a license. The second one was in lower condition. It was used up a little bit more, and it netted less. Can I move him with the dolly? Yeah, I coulda. I should have used the dolly. Okay, we're at 4,300. If I sold one of these pumps, I would meet the minimum. So let's restore this pump up to like new condition, flip it, and get licensed. In fact, actually, before I get licensed, what I would want to do is I want to repair everything that I have as best as I can, and then buy the license. So, because the license only lasts for 24 hours, so I want my 24 hours with the license to be obtaining things, and not sitting on a station repairing things. So we have 5K now for the license. Let's drag in everything and repair up as much as I can. How much? 84 charge on this? So this battery charger... Oh, that's also not entirely true. So if I click on player finances, I owe 1,400 for docking fees and for my mortgage, and so I need to make a little bit more money because life is expensive. Death and taxes, right? So let's repair the other pump. And then I'll probably end up buying screens for the nav stations. And that will cost about 2K each as well. Thank you for watching Ostranauts, which originally streamed live as a marathon December 21st and December 22nd. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. But please keep in mind this streamed once as a marathon and this episode was cut from it, so feedback cannot be incorporated. And also, no spoilers please, so please keep them out of the comments. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, people that participated within the marathon, and also viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, fellow Ostranauts.